this quick tutorial, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about the obstacle avoidance sensor for your Volo X EZ AI drone. This includes how to install it, how to remove it, how to turn it on and off, how the system actually works, and why the drone sometimes beeps and refuses to fly closer to certain objects even when the route looks clear to the pilot. One thing that's very important to understand right away is this. Your obstacle avoidance sensor is completely optional. You do not need to install it to fly this drone perfectly. In fact, many users choose to fly without obstacle avoidance entirely depending on the type of flying they're doing. So if you never want to use obstacle avoidance, that's completely fine. Simply leave the sensor uninstalled and fly normally. Now let's go ahead and show you how to install it. Before installing or removing the sensor, always make sure the drone is completely powered off. Simply remove the top protective cover, line up the obstacle avoidance module, and press it firmly into place until it clicks securely. That's it, super quick and easy, you're ready to go. Now let's talk about what the system is actually doing, because the way this technology works is super cool. The obstacle avoidance system uses AI-assisted LiDAR scanning technology to constantly measure distance between the drone and physical objects around it in real time. The module emits laser-based distance pulses outward, then measures how quickly those signals bounce back to calculate nearby obstacle distance. This is actually very similar to how autonomous vehicles like Waymo use LiDAR systems to safely navigate streets without requiring a human driver behind the wheel. Now keep in mind, this is a 360-degree obstacle avoidance. That means the sensor physically rotates left, right, forward, and backward depending on the drone's flight direction. It continually scans for obstacles within a 65-foot radius and emits a series of beeps when obstacles are detected. As you approach an object, the series of beeps will sound faster and faster the closer you get until the drone automatically stops itself from getting any closer. At this point, it will just hover in place until you control flight in a direction where there are no obstacles detected. As long as there isn't anything above the drone, the best move is usually to fly straight up into the sky until you get clear from any limiting obstacles. The obstacle avoidance system on Volo X EZ AI was intentionally designed to be extremely cautious and highly sensitive. After extensive customer feedback, survey data, and real-world testing, we found that the overwhelming majority of customers preferred maximum crash prevention over aggressive close-range flying. In other words, most customers would rather have the drone stop early than risk colliding with a tree, wall, branch, etc. So if you're flying towards something and the drone suddenly slows down or stops or refuses to move closer in a certain direction, that usually means the sensor is detecting an obstacle earlier than you personally expected it to. But the system may still be detecting thin branches, bushes, corners of structures, wires, trees, or barriers further away than they visually appear. This is completely normal behavior. The system is doing exactly what it is designed to do. Protect your drone investment and help prevent crashes before they occur. Here's an example showing exactly how the sensor works. The sensor immediately turns to face the direction I'm telling the drone to fly in. Forward, backward, left, right. Now watch what happens when I fly forward. The sensor faces forward and the drone flies normally. But when I try to fly backwards, you'll hear the beeping start. That means the drone has detected something behind it, which is correct because I'm standing behind the drone. Notice it still lets me slowly inch backward at first, but as it gets closer, the beeps get faster and faster until the drone will no longer allow itself to move any closer to me. There's open space to the drone's right side though, so I'm able to fly right with no issues because that path is clear. Now around obstacles, you may notice the drone sometimes moves with a little herky-jerky hesitation in the direction where it senses something. That's completely normal. It's just being cautious as it constantly reassesses for safety. Another important thing to understand is that the obstacle avoidance sensitivity distance itself cannot be adjusted. This is intentional for safety, consistency, and reliability. However, you can easily turn obstacle avoidance on or off anytime during flight, which I'll show you how to do right now. To enable or disable obstacle avoidance, simply press this button right here on the remote. Now let me show you how to tell whether obstacle avoidance is currently active or disabled. When obstacle avoidance is on and actively protecting the drone, you'll see this orange obstacle avoidance indicator visible at the top of the screen on your remote. When the obstacle avoidance is turned off, that orange indicator disappears, and you'll also receive this warning pop-up message confirming that obstacle avoidance has been disabled. At that point, the drone will no longer automatically stop itself before obstacles, so you'll want to fly much more carefully. It's also important to understand that obstacle avoidance behavior changes depending on the flight mode. In slow mode and normal mode, obstacle avoidance remains fully active to maximize flight stability and control. But in sport mode, obstacle avoidance is automatically disabled to allow maximum flight speed, agility, and maneuverability. This means when flying in sport mode, the drone will not stop itself before hitting physical obstacles.
And that's why we recommend slow or normal mode for newer pilots or for capturing video.
So if you ever feel like the drone is being overly cautious or not allowing you to get close enough to people or objects, just make sure to either turn the obstacle avoidance function off by using the button on the remote previously discussed, or fly above those obstacles to give yourself clear open sky, which I often love to do. Or you can turn the drone off and remove the sensor completely, or simply never install it in the first place. It's completely up to you. To remove the sensor from the top of the drone, simply pinch the very bottom portion and pull up at the same time. If you need to pinch and wiggle it up a little, that's fine too. Super quick, but it can be a little tricky if you don't pinch and pull up on the right area. Even with all the incredible AI and safety features this drone has, accidents are still very real. So make sure you add our 2-year protection plan to ensure you fly with complete peace of mind, knowing your investment is fully protected regardless of what happens. Get it now so you can fly with confidence on day one. Hopefully this helps you better understand how the obstacle avoidance system works on your Volo X EZ AI drone. The system was intentionally designed to prioritize safety first because protecting your drone is always better than risking an unnecessary crash. Enjoy your experience of the world from above with DCX Unlimited Inc. drones.